You will not handle being free. It will destroy you if you're not a moral person that fears God. And that's what we're seeing in our country today. He said, upon my arrival in the United States, the religious aspect of the country was the first thing that struck my attention. And the longer I stayed there, the more I perceived the great political consequences resulting from this new state of things. He realized when religion is so powerful and dominant, it affects politics and how things are done, which of course it does. He said, in France, I had almost always seen the spirit of religion and the spirit of freedom marching in opposite directions. That's what I'm talking about. They're crying freedom so they can be immoral or get drunk or use drugs like a lot of the people in our country today. And he said, no, in America, freedom is intertwined with righteousness. We want to be free to raise our families, to worship God, to have the freedom of speech, to protect our families, all noble and honorable things, not to be lascivious and do whatever you want to do. It's amazing. And so then he went on. He said, I do not know whether all Americans have a sincere faith in their religion, for who can search the heart of man? But I am certain that they hold it to be indispensable to the maintenance of Republican institutions. This opinion is not peculiar to a class of citizens or a party, but it belongs to the whole nation and to every rank of society. He's saying from the rich to the poor, to the political leaders, to the civic leaders. He said they all know religion is indispensable to maintain this free republic. Just amazing. He said, the Americans combine the notions of religion and liberty so intimately in their minds that it is impossible to make them conceive the one without the other. That's what the left has broken down over the last 100 years. Everyone in America 200 years ago knew to be free, you must be moral and religious, just like John Adams said and so many of our founders. You have to fear God or you cannot be free. You must have chains about you or you will destroy yourself and others. One last observation where he saw the weakness of our free society and what could happen one day if we allowed it to. Listen to this and tell me if it makes you think of today. The American Republic will endure until the day Congress discovers that it can bribe the public with the public's money. Isn't that amazing? Right now, all the stuff the Biden administration is doing, bribing the public with the public's money. Once that happens, then when you're able to persuade 51% of the people to vote to get free stuff, then it can no longer last. But it's not just because of that. That's just a sign of what has happened. When you lose the faith and the morality and the law and order and the education of your children in truth and righteousness, freedom marches away into the distance. It's gone. And it must be gone because you cannot be immoral and free. So remember this Thanksgiving. Just to be grateful. We have so many things to be grateful for. Just a heritage like I've talked about, just briefly. What a blessing to be from a line of people that thought like this, that were like this. We need to turn back and go, I want to be like that too. I want to be someone that is training the next generation to stand up for biblical principles, to follow God, to be moral, and to uphold the principles of law and order in our society. But hope you have a wonderful weekend. God bless you. Our verse